Okay, now the brain vesicles. Brain vesicles. First of all, we know there are three brain vesicles: prosencephalon, which resembles forebrain in adult. Second is mesencephalon, which forms the midbrain. Okay, and third one is rhombencephalon, which forms the hindbrain. Okay, initially there were three. Now they become, with further development, they become five in number. Their exact development we will study when we will do CNS development in embryology. But for now, you should know that prosencephalon again divides into telencephalon and diencephalon. Okay, mesencephalon remains single, and rhombencephalon again divides into metencephalon and myelencephalon. In this video, we are going to focus mainly on the derivatives of these various brain vesicles. Okay, so first of all the derivatives of prosencephalon or the forebrain. I have said that they are divided into telencephalon and diencephalon. Basically, this is suppose the prosencephalon. Okay, or this is suppose prosencephalon. Later on, it becomes like this. It divides into two brain vesicles. So the outer lateral part, it forms the telencephalon. Okay, and inner hidden part, it forms the diencephalon. Okay, outer lateral part is telencephalon, which mainly forms cerebral hemisphere, and diencephalon, which forms thalamus, etc., retina also. Okay, but for now you should know that telencephalon is forming cerebral hemispheres, lateral ventricles, corpus striatum, which is a part of basal ganglia, rostral or the initial cranial part of hypothalamus, or the beginning part you can say, and also it forms the rostral part of third ventricle. Okay, and the second is diencephalon. It forms thalamus, epithalamus, metathalamus and subthalamus, along with that caudal part of hypothalamus and caudal part of third ventricle. Keep in mind that hypothalamus is formed from both telen and diencephalon, rostral parts from telen and caudal parts from diencephalon. Okay, after prosencephalon comes the mesencephalon. Mesencephalon forms the midbrain, that is including the cerebral peduncles, that is crus cerebri, which includes crus cerebri also, tectum, tegmentum, and the cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius. Okay, if you remember, I had made the structure of section of midbrain while describing ciliary ganglion. There you can see the crus cerebri also, as well as the cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius. This tectum and tegmentum also I will describe later when we will discuss midbrain. Okay, so these four structures, they are derived from mesencephalon. Third is the derivative of rhombencephalon or the hindbrain. Okay, so according to Gray's 41st edition, there are three parts instead of two. One is myelencephalon, which forms the medulla oblongata, along with that caudal part of fourth ventricle and inferior cerebellar peduncle. You should know that there are three, just like cerebral peduncles, there are three cerebellar peduncles. Okay, superior, middle and inferior. Okay, inferior is related between cerebellum and medulla, middle between pons and cerebellum, and superior cerebellar peduncle, midbrain and cerebellum. Here, myelencephalon forms medulla oblongata, caudal part of fourth ventricle and the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Okay, and metencephalon, it forms pons, cerebellum, middle part of fourth ventricle and the middle cerebellar peduncle. And the isthmus rhombencephalai, it forms the superior medullary velum and the superior cerebellar peduncle. Okay.